Jeg tenker, alle kan vel komme seg inn i en tube. Ja. Hvis det en tube der, så kommer du deg vel inn i den.
Ja, men altså, nå.
Og en gang så hadde han rant kredittkassen for utenlandsk valuta, og så hadde han gått opp og skulle veksle det inn i norske kroner i TNB.
Det for, hvor mye lyd vil du ha gjøre?
Det var god.
Dette bra?
Ja.
Dette jo maks, det vil du ikke
ha. Ja, det fint det.
Ok.
Hallo, Wes.
G'day, mate.
Vent litt grann. Sånn. Ok, 1, 2, 3.
Nydelige overgang der.
Nydelige intro.
Hjertelig velkommen til en ny episode av Reve Allstars, direkte inne fra spikerteltet på Reve. Mitt navn er som så mange ganger før Ivar, Kim Jong Reve blant venner. Den store diktatoren og så videre og så videre. Og med meg i dag så har jeg min gode nabo, venn og tyske nå datt jeg litt ut, jeg vet ikke helt hva du er. Per Freisberg! God dag Per, velkommen tilbake igjen.
En lugerhilsen til alle der ute.
Ja, en lugerhilsen, ja. For den er veldig god å skyte mange skudd på sammenhengene med.
En av de første automatikene. Uansett.
Nå er vi her igjen, for altså, dette er jo kun oss og vet på en måte, og noen få utvalgte, men vi var jo samlet her i spikerteltet i går for første gang etter koronapausen, for vi skulle ta en telefonsamtale til Østlandet, og så dessverre så måtte telefonsamtalen utgå på grunn av noen familiære årsaker. Så da fikk vi en reservegjest i Rune Feiling som fortalte noen helt fantastiske historier om ondskapens hotell. Hvis du ikke har hørt den episoden når du hører dette, så anbefaler jeg deg på det aller varmeste å scrolle deg inn i Reve Allstars-feeden og finne frem til ondskapens hotell-episoden med Rune Feiling. 2 dager på rad, Per.
Déjà vu.
Déjà vu.
Ja.
Hele korona er jo bare en stor déjà vu, spør du meg.
Det er bare å vente til dagen tar slutt, så vi kan sette oss igjen i spikerteltet og kose oss.
Men det er ingen som hører på dette her, så har noen forhold til at det er 2 dager bare for oss.
Men i dag har vi fått Østlands besøk via telefon inn i spikerteltet.
Ja, vi skal rett og slett ringe til Wes Schaftenaar.
Exactly.
Du, dette er jo et helt ukjent menneske for meg, må jeg ærlig innrømme, men Per, bare gi oss litt sånn der inside meat på hvem Wes Schaftenaar er.
Det er jo alltid de gode, spennende menneskene som også er de ukjente menneskene. Ja. Wes, jeg har kjent Wes i mange år, egentlig siden han kom til Norge. Han er en surfer, meget dyktig surfer i tillegg. Ja. Og jeg bodde på Østlandet i den tiden der, og Wes jobbet med Rip Curl, og jeg jobbet med Rip Curl, og så Rip Curl vi sammen litt grann. Og han er en morsom person som har jobbet lenge med Rip Curl og WSL, altså organiserte konkurranser. Så jeg tror han har et par gode anekdoter å fortelle.
Ja, og du har litt innsideinfo å komme med i tillegg.
Vi skal nå finne litt innfallsvinkel.
Men jeg bare understreker at det handler ikke om at Wes er en ukjent herremann. Det handler om min inkompetanse og uvitenhet.
Nei. Vennskapskretser er store hos alle. Så det er bare enda en sånn sexual refugee som sitter her.
Shoutout til vår egen sexual refugee-episode, så ligger det i Allstars-feeden, så hvor du kan høre Sam Tefina og Jamin fortelle om deres liv som sexual refugees.
Nei, men Ivar, dette her er bare en demografisk utvidelse av vår podcast til Østlandet.
Dritkult å få med noe på Østlandet.
Og få foten satt seg inn i døra der og vokse eksepsjonelt stort.
Vi får si at det kommer flere telefonsamtaler etter hvert. Ja, skal vi bare rett og slett slå på tråden? Slå.
Vi får bare ringe den, vi. It's ringing.
Yo.
There he is. Hello, Wes.
Howdy. How's that audio from my end?
It's actually worse.
Yeah, actually, hey, I'm just going to move. I just moved out of the room and into my car, but what about that?
Wes, could you just... how do you pronounce your last name, did you say?
Schaftenaar.
What kind of name is that?
It's my old boy's parents were from Holland.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's pronounced in Holland like Schaftenaar.
Schaftenaar. Godverdomme. Alsjeblieft.
So, Wes, how are you doing? How are you doing where you are?
Yeah, pretty good. The last year, it's been not as bad for me as it has been for a lot of people, I guess.
How's that?
With the newborn, it's been good to spend so much time working from home and being right there and watching him grow up. So that's been really nice.
So close family time. It's been good, huh?
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, just I've surfed a little bit when there's been good waves, which hasn't been too often. And more recently, just trying to get those good snowboarding days in.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of clips.
Yeah, I'm a full kook on the snowboard, but I do love it, so that's cool. And my son's into it, my eldest son.
Yeah, but you're not that bad, mate. You're not that bad.
Where do you guys go?
Hempstead, Northfield's closer, and then we've just got the local hill at Drummond, which is just good for the after work session with the kids.
Drummond is a good shred.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a little park there for the kids, and yeah, it's fun.
Whereabouts in Norway are you situated?
We're based in Drummond, which is between my mother-in-law's place down in Tonsberg, where I am at the moment, and work in Oslo. It's kind of in between. It's good.
Wes, how did you end up in Norway, man?
You probably remember this one quite well. I was married to a Norwegian and moved over with her about 11 years ago, I think, from down the bottom of Australia, near, I guess, Bells Beach is probably the place that most surfing Norwegians would know, down in Melbourne, about 1 hour from Melbourne. But that was in 2009, I think, in January, in the thick of winter, and my ex was from Harstad, of all places, quite far north. So I'd been there a few times before at that time of the year, but yeah, it was pretty intense moving into the thick of winter, no sunshine up there.
Oh, you moved to Harstad?
Yeah,
wow.
We were there for 4 months while we worked out exactly where we were going to set up. We moved south. I think it was in April or May of 2009. But yeah, I had some good times up there though, like hiking, snowboarding, and obviously surfing in Lofoten, different parts, not just the Ulster, but further up north, and that was cool. I met some guys there that were kind enough to take me along.
Quite impressive, going from Australia to Harstad.
That's pretty much also if you come from, we talk about down Bells Beach, the Melbourne area, you actually went to the other side of the planet, on the top.
It was pretty far. Yeah, it was a big move.
Yeah, how was that? Was that like a culture shock? Not culture shock, but tell us about this thing, huh?
The biggest shock was definitely the light. Like, the temperature's one thing, and it was pretty cold at that time of the year, mid-January. But I remember clearly, because it was my middle son, Tadia's birthday, a day or two before we left, and it was like 35 degrees and stinking hot. And then a few days later, we were like in minus 15 in Harstad, and it was pitch black. I was like, oh my God, it doesn't get any different. But, I mean, I knew what I was heading to, but yeah, it was still a shock anyway.
But you two guys, how did you meet up, Per and Wes?
Yeah, well, eventually you came south.
Yeah, I came south, and I guess I met Seamus from Surf Shop, and I don't know if it was through him, or...
I think we were hanging out in Oslo together, all of us.
Yeah.
Because in 2009 I started up Knirkefit management, And
That's right.
We did a lot of marketing work back then in
That's
Oslo.
right. I actually came into your office when you worked there,
Exactly.
hunting a job at the time.
You were on the job hunt. Exactly.
And maybe that was probably the first time we'd met. We'd talked on the phone a few times, for sure.
Yeah, I think Seamus introduced me to you. And then at some point, we talked about marketing and working and all that stuff because you had that background.
Did you get a job?
No, he didn't give me a bloody job. he had a few ideas, and we talked about that, but it didn't happen in the end. But
we were just in the beginning.
Yeah.
We started. We had 50 kronas in our pocket, and we started Knirkefit management. We got sacked on a Tuesday, and we started the management company on a Wednesday, the day after. And I was scratching everything together.
Yeah. We had good ideas. We were talking about surf-related events and stuff like that. We started to put some stuff down, but in the end, I guess we just were busy doing different stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we had a few benders after that, actually, soon after that.
That's if when you don't want to work together, that's when you have the best times.
We definitely had some fun.
But we went to Peniche together, didn't we?
I don't think so. No, I was.
Okay.
Was it?
Jamin went down with me, and John Jacobson was there.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, there was the first rip curl.
I was there, definitely. You were probably in the stand on the piss.
Yeah.
On the free Coronas.
That guy was free booze.
I was probably working.
Like the night before, I did a rip curl snowboard thing in Oslo in the strip club that I had rented.
Uh-huh.
And then
That's right, I missed that.
You missed that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I was so upset.
Classy strip club.
Yeah, I was working with Rip Curl Norway, and we had like the snowboard. Rip Curl had a couple of years. They had a snowboard thing going. It was Rip Curl Europe, and so there was a full fashion line with snowboard clothing, and they made bindings and boards and goggles and everything. So and also I had the summer line for Rip Curl, bikinis and shorts and all that stuff. So I had to do a summer fall presentation kind of thing. I was like, all right. And all these guys, the whole team, they did a Rip Curl snowboard movie, and the whole team was on a European release tour. So the whole team was there, and then it became a full movie release, fashion line release. I was like, fuck. So I rented a strip club.
Ja.
And
Klassisk
I heard that was a huge success, and that was from a girl. Rip Curl.
Yeah, I had a couple of model friends that we had access to, and made them do reverse strips. So
reverse strips?
Yeah, so they started out in the bikini and ended up in snowboard gear. But yeah, so that was a good night. And then straight on the bender, from the bender straight on the plane to Portugal.
So that's why I missed that, because I was already down there working.
No, yeah.
But you guys were down there for that one with all the crew.
Yeah,
we're gonna return to your Rip Curl times, Wes. You're from Australia, right? Could you? Whereabouts in Australia did you grow up?
I'm from Barwon Heads, which is the beach is called 13th Beach. It's about 30 minutes from Bells Beach, and about 1 hour and a half to Melbourne or less. So yeah, in Victoria, down the south end.
And what's the vibe and community like for us that hasn't been down there?
There's a lot of small, Australia as a whole has got like so many small little coastal towns. The whole country's built basically on the coast. But yeah, more where I'm from, it does get cooler in the winter. Nothing like here, obviously, but it does get down to zero, and we're in 4 threes or 5 threes and booties in winter. But then in summer, it can be 40 degrees, or we get 45 degree days, but never in board shorts. Really, it's rare. The water, it'll never get warmer than say 20 degrees. So actually, it gets warmer in Solstein.
Yes.
Some summers than it does from down where I'm from.
A little bit more Portugal feel over it.
Yeah, very much like Ericeira or that west coast of Portugal in temperatures. Really similar to that, and very similar to like all those waves in Ericeira, like around that Bells Beach area with lots of right-hand point breaks.
You grew up surfing, yeah?
Yeah, I started quite late. I was like 13 in comparison. A lot of the guys that I started surfing with had already been into it for some years, because I grew up 10 kilometres inland on a little hobby farm, basically. So yeah, my brother and it was motorbikes, and we had the paddock bomb cars, and I wasn't surfing, but I was going to the beach on the hot days with my parents after school, and I was definitely enjoying that. And I think quite early I was trying to stand on the bodyboard in the shore breaks. But yeah, it wasn't until we went to Bali with my cousins on a family trip when I was probably 12 or 13, and started like surfing with my cousin on those beaches at Kuta Beach. And I think that's when I got addicted. I was like, I really enjoyed that time. So I came back and basically threw away the motorbike and everything else and started hitchhiking the 10 kilometres to the beach, like a lot of the time, because my parents were working, and so that's what I was doing.
The Australian who went to Kuta Beach to learn surfing, yeah? That's I was Jesus Christ, that's one hell of a place, this Kuta.
It's like the Norwegian that went to Finland to see the Northern Lights.
There was no Norwegian camps there and all of that stuff then. It was developing, but it wasn't nothing like it is now.
It was in Australian hands back in the days.
Yeah, it was full of Australian bogans. So I fitted in perfectly.
Do you remember what got you going? Yeah,
it must have just been that feeling of it's cliche because everyone it's said a lot, but the freedom of it, and you do when you surf, you do forget about everything that's going on. So it's just a nice feeling to be just in the moment. I guess that's like looking back, that's why like it was just such a good feeling, and the adrenaline part when you're actually surfing waves, even if it was tiny in the beginning, it was still got the endorphins going, and obviously as you go along you're just looking for more challenging surf, or sometimes it doesn't even matter, it's just whatever surf. It's just nice to be in the environment like that.
How about so you surfed pretty much everywhere in Australia?
No, I was competing a little bit just on the state contests. Well, in Australia we have like every small coastal town has a board riders club, and then from there, if you're doing okay, you go to like the regional state events, which there might be like half a dozen each year. And if you're like, I don't know, I can't remember, 2 or top 4 in your state, you go to the Australian titles. So I was doing a bit of that, which allowed me to sort of travel a little bit, and then, but not overly. It was my parents were the ones that, like, I was more so going to Indo, like a lot of Australian families do, go to Bali, and we were going to Lombok, and so that's more the travel that I got to experience, I think, than much around Australia, because I was never like a good enough surfer to, like, we had the Pro Junior series, which I can't remember if it existed when I was that young, but yeah, it was under 21s basically. When I got a bit older, they had this series of 8 or so events for all the best kids in Australia. Basically, were on this junior series. Half of them like leaving school to do it, and I never did any of that stuff. I was just loved this traveling part of surfing more, free surfing.
What was the name of the board riders club you were in?
13th Beach Board Riders.
Any names that made it out of the 13th?
I think there's a couple that got Australian titles, but they're also right into their careers at the same time, so they were never like fully committed. And we didn't really have the backing. We're a small town and the industry wasn't there, so there wasn't really that financial support from the big surf companies for some of the guys in my club compared to down near Bells Beach is a whole different thing. It's where all the surf industry had their offices and headquarters, like Quicksilver and Rip Curl and all those brands had. And the fathers were the bosses of those companies and the kids were like really nurtured through. We didn't have that. So we're like the blue collar guys back half an hour away, and there was a rivalry between the towns.
Exactly, that's how it's supposed to be. Goddamn rich kids.
How many of the rich kids do you beat up? That's the question, huh?
Yeah, there's definitely some grudges there, but no fights between us. I think in the end, like, we ended up hanging out with them quite often when we got older.
As one does.
Troy Brooks was one of the guys locally. Troy Brooks and Tony Ray before that. Tony was like on tour and surfed in the Eddie event. He's probably close to 50 now, so he's a bit older than me. And then
he's still young and vibrant.
Still very young. Well, we can surf till surf till we're 70 now. The goat's showing that.
I'm waiting for bionic body parts. I can surf till I'm 100, man. Like, imagine your knees, hips, elbows, shoulders. You just paddle like a crazy motherfucker out there.
Just eat peanuts and lettuce like the goat, and you'll be fine.
What used to be your favorite waves down there, Wes?
I do love the local spot, 13th Beach, because it's very different than the points over near Bells Beach. It's like an A-frame beach break, much like similar to La Gravière in France, but it breaks further off the beach. Yeah, really nice. It gets beautiful A-frame peaks, so tubing beach breaks. That was my local, and I just love that spot. But other spots, I flew to King Island, which is between Tasmania and where I'm from, Melbourne and Tasmania, and there's this small island, King Island. There's a beach break called Martha's, and again, that's like a similar type of waves, but so dreamy, blue water, and these just perfect A-frame.
Beautiful.
Beaches up and down the beach. But to get there, you got to get a small aircraft, and usually you're going when, bells might be 10 foot plus, and onshore it's pretty stormy, and you get that small aircraft across there. It's a pretty heavy trip. You're definitely moving around in the clouds.
Well, that's a good transition into the next little question. After dreamy, warm water, fantastic clear A-frames, you end up in Oslofjord. And obviously, Saltstein is one of the places we also have been together, I think. But I know that you've surfed other places in Oslofjord as well, in the outer skirts of the Oslofjord. But how was it? When you came to Oslo and started to connect with the people there? Who did you go surf with, and who introduced you to the Norwegian surf scene?
It was definitely Seamus. Yeah, when I moved down, I got talking with him, and
let's give a big shout out to Seamus.
Yeah, for sure. He really brought me in, and I ended up working with him for a while there to just get the ball rolling when I moved over. When I moved down here. And obviously the Saltstein was the first place I kind of went, and it was flat when we got there the first time. So I was like, this is an awesome surf spot. But it really, like, what I loved I soon found out about, like, with some of the Norwegian crew that surfed down there, like, it was very much like the social side of it was really nice, and that's what I most appreciated about the surfing thing here. As a small crew, but definitely that's where I developed a bunch of friendships, I guess. And it's a bit different at home because it's more competitive and it's overcrowded, and it wasn't so much like that over 11 in 2009. Obviously it's getting more and more busy, but I still don't think it's a big issue in most spots. But yeah, there was like Seb from the Point I met early on, and yourself, Per, and so Jamin, not that early on, but I met him over there in Stavanger, and we were just talking early on when I arrived. And yeah, obviously it's we do tend to like gravitate towards, I guess we can relate the Aussies to each other. So there is a bit of a relationship between us that's nice, I guess, a bond between us that we know what's going on back home and here, and we can just relate to each other. So it's, I do have a bunch of Aussie mates that, yeah, and a few Norwegian mates, but not that many.
We should do like a kontaktannonse. Looking for friends.
I've been hassling them too much in the water, but no, I do have a bunch of mates, Norwegian mates, and yeah, they've been good. There's Stefan Parsley, and he's taken me snowboarding, and Seb obviously has taken care of me over the years.
Stefan's a legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
We actually have lying around an old Playboard magazine in our studio with a photo of Stefan Parsley on the front cover of it.
Yeah, right.
Wes, you're one of the guys who's actually surfed Icebox, aren't you?
Yeah, I haven't for a while, but I used to. Yeah.
How did you get in touch with Joel?
When I got, had that stint in between when I first moved here and when I got the job offer down at Rip Curl, so I was down in France for 3 years. And then I moved back and I met Joel probably soon after that when, I don't know, a few of the guys were going across there to surf a wave or whatever, and they invited me and I went. We didn't surf the Icebox. There was like a left just in front of it kind of thing. And I remember looking out before we went in the surf going, look at that joint over there. That looks way better. Let's paddle over there. It was quite far out. And it had the right wind on it and everything. And I think I remember Joel telling me it kind of wasn't surfable. It was like had a rock in front of it and all this. He said he'd paddled over there, but it was just too sketchy or something. But I went back to the same area. Who did I go with? With Hendrik Harland, a Norwegian guy. He actually lived in Barwon Heads. The one Norwegian guy that lived where I'm from, who surfs, and he was living in Oslo. We went down, met Joel, and Henrik and I paddled over there. Joel had to get back for something family thing, and I just couldn't believe it when we got over there. Like, although it was sketchy and it's hard to get into them and whatever, it was still like dreamy, slabbing right-handers that were spitting on nearly every wave. So that was my first look at it, and then from there, Joel and I kind of started, and others, a few others too, but I definitely went and met Joel, and we were hitting it pretty hard for, I don't know how long, maybe it was a couple of years. So that was good, and he's continued to, he loves the spot, and yeah.
How about nowadays? You're just surfing in whenever you get the chance, time and family permitted and everything?
Yeah, trying to juggle it. I definitely go when it's good, like the few spots that do get good down this way, when I know they're going to be on, I try and get there. Spots that I can't talk about. But I don't break often, and I understand why the people from different parts want to keep those spots secret. And yeah, they don't break more than a couple of times a year, and so yeah, we selfishly don't talk about them or put images up of them.
It makes sense.
We've been working in marketing together, and then I remember when I was still living in Oslo, you said farewell and headed to work for Rip Curl. What did you do for them?
It was the marketing role for the European, for Europe basically. So yeah, I oversaw all the marketing for the different regions of Europe.
But you were also involved in when the competitions came around, weren't you? Yeah. So that was a part of overseeing the budgets of everything from normal print advertising, digital, and then into events and ambassadors and retail marketing and all those parts. And we had a good team in place, so I wasn't doing it all myself. I was kind of overseeing and kind of like a marketing police officer to make sure that the imagery was right in coordination with Rip Curl International, where they've got their HQ down in Torquay, where I used to live. And I used to work for them back in the day as a team and promotional manager, so dealing with the athletes. So that's how it led to
going to France was because of the work I'd previously done back there near home. So yeah, but yeah, those events were a highlight of that role, I guess. They're pretty exciting when they come around, and especially when, Super Tubes we had those great days that I think it was 2015, like 3 days in a row of 4 to 6 foot Super Tubes. That was amazing to watch and kind of irritating that we couldn't surf those waves. The day after the contest, it was just onshore and 1 foot. Was
that year when Owen slammed so hard?
No, that was the first year. I think this when it was called the Search event, when they still had that. Yeah, it would have been in 2009, I think.
No, but Owen, that was a little bit later when Owen slammed so hard and smashed. Wasn't his ears?
Yeah, that was heavy. Yeah. That was big that day.
That was
I remember
a big day.
It quite clearly. It was big, and that wave and a couple of others, like they were just sand dredging. The lips were 3-4 times thicker than how it would normally look on a nice dreamy 4 to 6 foot day. It was like 8 foot, maybe bigger ones, but real chunky. I remember Bobby Martinez taking off on one. I could hardly see him at the bottom of the wave. He was below sea level in the tube. Yeah, it was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, but you had heaps of chances to share the lineup with some good surfers then.
Yeah, I've had definitely
dropping on Pete Mel or.
I definitely try and get my surfs in. Well, if it's not too hectic with the pros or whatever, I'll get out there. Especially like I'd go before the events for the whole logistics of everything and the production side of things. So I'd sneak one in the mornings before work started, and I had some awesome sessions out there. Not huge, but just really nice, 4 to 5 foot days, and had a couple of and all the waves around that area. Like once you head north to the different beaches, and Nazare's only 40 minutes away. Like that can be amazing when it's small. So so many waves down there, and the people are just kept going back because the people are so cool. Like all my colleagues and whatever that I've worked with over the years down there.
They got a pretty sick setup too, with the 2 trucks to move competition side. Like in the middle.
Yeah, they had those like 4-wheel drive mobile trucks, but we only used them for the first couple of years, and then the events became more structured.
Yeah,
like definitely like there's a structure at Super Tubes, then a smaller sort of structure at Belga's, 10 k's north. So there's like 2 options basically to run the contest.
Yeah, no, I was only there once, as we talked about it a bit earlier, and I was most of the time drunk. I remember I was standing outside the hotel. We had this massive band there in Oslo the night before, and then everybody chunked on the plane, and we kept on drinking on the plane, of course. And then we bought some beers and a tax-free and the tax from the airport. It was like an hour and a half up to Peniche. Something like that, with a mini taxi thing, and we kept drinking there, and I didn't get my luggage, of course not, and we only stayed there for like 2 nights or so. So I was already in the flare of the night before, and I did not really look well. And I was standing outside the hotel and was smoking ciggies, and I had a plastic bag full of empty beer cans. And like 20 meters down the driveway of the hotel, there was this young mother with her little kid. He was like 7 or so. And the kid was like running up to me with a picture of McFanning. I thought I was McFanning. I wanted to have a signature.
Too good. That's when you had a heap of blonde hair.
That's when I had a heap of blonde hair. That's when I really started to cut my hair off now. I was like, oh, sorry boy, but no Mick here.
No, but what I like a typical day for you working in, for example, putting up an event. What would you be doing?
Yeah, look, it's changed over the years, and I'm a freelancer now, and I'm full time with actually DB, which used to be douchebags here in Norway, but it's changed name to DB. Working on their surfing category, but yeah, I'm doing it as a freelancer, and they're cool enough to let me keep doing their work with the World Surf League. So, like more recently, I've been doing quite a bit of, like, I'll do pre-production work on all the broadcast side. That's kind of the area that I've specialized in, like the last, 3-4 years, as I've stepped away from kind of overseeing budgets and stuff back then at Rip Curl. Like now, yeah. So I'll live produce them once I get down there. So I'll step in a broadcast truck and stare at 10 cameras for however long the events go each day, and coordinate with commentary, coordinate all the ad breaks and the storylines and all that stuff. So mainly the QS events, because the CTs, they've got their international crew from the States that come over.
Yeah.
But yeah, all QSs that are like got a broadcast, I usually work on those. And yeah, there's a lot of pre-production work on those too, like graphics packages and just coordinating all the team, booking the commentators, and they're a funny bunch, some of those guys. And yeah, it's been really fun to work with some of those guys. And there's a lot of stories outside of the event that we could spend a few hours talking about, but we shouldn't.
You know Paul Evans?
Yeah, we're good mates.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's a bunch of stories.
There's a bunch of stories. I guess we do like 3 or 4 comps. We could be on the road. I think last year we did 6 weeks straight together.
Interesting.
Not in the same room.
Okay.
I usually book the rooms too, so I squeeze him and Ben Mondi, another commentator, in the same room. Yeah. And they love being in the same room together.
Yeah, I spent a couple of days with Paul up in Stavanger in the same room.
I mean, it sounds kind of complicated though. It sounds like you're kind of a producer role, getting everything together.
Yeah, it would be, I guess, but I've just been surrounded in it for so many years that it feels quite natural now. But definitely, I would never have thrown myself into like this live producing, for example. Like that's taken, like I've sat in the truck next to the producers and I've almost watched and sort of educated myself on that role over years before I could feel confident to fully do that role. Because it's just, I don't know, it's like stepping in a spaceship when you get in those broadcast trucks or containers or whatever. Like, yeah, it's just evolved basically. Different roles over different periods of time. The last 11 years on those events.
Has there been any favorite events up through the years?
It was for sure like 2 days that jumped into my mind would be that 3 days of Peniche of super tubes that were just really flawless and the water was clean, and that was awesome. And also in Hawaii, it would have been 15 years ago when Andy and Kelly were in the final. It wasn't the biggest pipeline, but it was like backdoor days, or backdoor and pipe. And they were really going at it fiercely. And I think Andy won. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
Andy won. But yeah, it was just like the backstory or what was going on behind the scenes. Like some of the Hawaiians, like sort of heavy on Kelly. Like you kind of better not fucking win this over Andy. Like there was stuff going on there that you don't get to really, you don't think is real, but it is. Like it's pretty heavy. That was amazing surf, like 6 to 8 foot, and those guys just sending it. That was pretty cool to see. And the highlights probably those 2.
Should we do some? We got a few questions, not many, through our Instagram feed, but should we just do them?
If you have some, let's do them.
No.
Our buddy Shure, he wants to ask you if you ever seen an UFO.
I have thought I might have a few times. Just like, no, that can't have been. I was on the mower when I was on the lawnmower on our property when I was probably 11, and it had lights on this ride-on lawnmower, and I swear I saw this bright flashing light go at me, and I parked the mower and went inside. And I didn't cry, but I was like, I swear I've just seen this. I don't know what it was. That's about as close as I've been to a UFO, I think. I was thinking I saw one.
Ivar saw a whole fleet of alien spaceships invade us yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
He was really upset until we figured out it was the clouds actually moving under the stars.
Yeah.
And
They were really fast. I swear that looked real though.
he was really on D-Day. That's it.
We have another one here. What wouldn't you give up for the surfing?
No, what would you give up?
What wouldn't?
What
would you?
Wouldn't I?
Yeah. What wouldn't?
Nothing.
What I wouldn't give up
Yeah.
for surfing would be it's just stuff around with the kids, I guess. The missus, she won't listen to this, so I'm good. Like good special time. Like I'd definitely skip going surfing for my own pleasure and go snowboarding with my eldest son, like we did last weekend, for example, and seeing him progress and stuff. That's more rewarding, I guess. Or if it was the perfect 10 out of 10 day, I'm not sure. I'd tell his mother to take him or something.
Yeah, that was the two substantial questions we got.
I've
So
got a
that's
third
pretty
one
good.
too. Who would you like to drop in on?
Who would I like to drop in on? Oh, I'm going to say it. It's probably Seb.
And then what that? It's probably Sebastian.
Jeg trodde han bare droppet ut på...
You there?
Yeah,
I was talking and no one was listening.
Yeah. But we came to probably Seb.
Yeah, Seb. Yeah, he can be he gives it a nudge in the water, so I like to kind of give it back to him a little bit.
Yeah, that's been noticed also on the West Coast.
Yeah, so like, but yeah, so dropping in on him feels good sometimes, just to give a bit back to him.
All right, we can make this a public announcement. It's like if you see Seb from La Pointe somewhere, just go ahead, have a little dropping on him.
Free for all hours.
It's like you're not doing anything wrong there.
I've got him over the years, and he's got me back.
Yeah.
But, it's all tongue in cheek. It's a good fun.
Next time I see him, when I'm dropping on him, I'm gonna say, "Wes says hi."
Yeah.
Thanks for chatting to us, Wes. Beautiful.
Cheers, boys. Good. I was a bit nervous, but no, that was fine. It was good to catch up, Per. Good to talk. Good to remind myself of those good times I've had, actually.
Yeah, that's an effect that comes with our stupid podcast.
Yeah, nostalgia.
There's a nostalgia involved. We had an episode yesterday, which also can bring out PTSD for some people. Shout out to doing the filing, but yeah, we're doing some soul searching here on our profound podcast.
Too good.
But no, I was sick. Sick you wanted to join in on this one, Wes. Appreciate it a lot. And
No worry, I didn't know what I was in for at all, so hopefully I didn't fuck it up too much for you guys.
The good thing with this thing is you cannot fuck it up for us.
Yeah, cool, Wes. Thanks for chiming in. Perfect.
Cheers, boys. See ya.
Later.
Take care, boys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Det var Wes Schaftenaar. Hvordan var det han skulle uttale?
Nei, it's Dodge. Holdsfordomme.
Koselig type.
Koselig type.
Dere langt tilbake hører med meg. Trivelig det. Rip Curl 1 og 2. Hvorfor ga du han ikke en jobb?
Hvorfor ga du ikke en jobb? Helt vilt, ass. Helt vilt. Nei, for da jobbet jeg ikke med Rip Curl på det tidspunktet. Da hadde jeg startet Knekkefett.
Men det, ja, det...
Så sånn var det. Og da var det ikke mye spennende i lomma.
Nei, men takk til Wes som joiner oss på telefonen. Det kommer flere telefonsamtaler fremover, håper vi. Forutsatt at internettlinjen min tåler. Det er ikke sånn tålig greit denne gangen.
Det er ganske bra.
Det var ikke så mye delay. Det var et par ganger vi datt ut, men det var jo ikke noe å tenke på en gang.
Nei, det er...
Eneste jeg tenker på How do you like Norway?
How do you like Norway? Is it all good?
Neida. Så med de velsignede ord så takker vi for oss. Skal vi ikke gjøre det, Per?
Spikerteltet klappes igjen.
Og vi ses på den andre siden. Sjo og høy.